You know what we haven't done in a really long time? That's one of you guys' favorite things. A reaction video! So today, we're reacting to BrightSide. I straightened my hair with one easy homemade remedy. Is it true? Should you follow the advice? We're gonna find out now. Hello and welcome to the Queendom. I'm Sarah Engel and I'm just extra excited right now because we have not done a reaction video in a long time and it's one of my absolute favorite things to do. It's one of you guys' favorite things, busting the myths, finding the best and the worst advice on the internet. All these reactions where I'm pretty much roasting somebody, it's always one of these big companies that should know better, but they're more about putting clickbait out and getting as many views as possible than actually giving people good advice. BrightSide has over 35 million subscribers. This is a big company. And I know from reading the comments that people believe them strictly because of the number of views and because of the number of subscribers that they have. But you know what? Sometimes they do have good advice. So we're gonna find out today, is their advice for straightening your hair actually good or bad? Oh boy. I love this circus music already.
Long, shiny, and perfectly smooth. That sounds exactly like my hair for one day after a keratin session.
I would just like to say, I would never recommend anybody do one of those chemical hair straightening treatments. It's just so damaging to your hair. When you permanently chemically straighten your hair, you are permanently breaking one of the bonds of your hair and that makes your hair so much weaker. So personally, I would never do that. If it's really that important to you, I am not going to judge. You can go do your thing, but I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
To find out about a magical, cheap alternative to keratin that'll solve your problems and keep your hair under control. 1. Rice and coconut milk remedy.
I don't think this really straightens your hair. I want to do a whole nother video separately on rice water and coconut oil because there are times where certain treatments can be good for your hair and that same treatment might be good for someone else's hair and not for yours, or it might be good for your hair at a certain time, but another point in your life it'd be bad for your hair, and that's like a whole nother discussion. So let's see what they have to say.
Rice works like magic on damaged hair. It helps prevent hair loss and dandruff on the scalp.
There are a lot of recipes out there for rice water treatments. I don't know what the pH of rice water is. I need to just do a lot more research on this one. I know some people swear by this. Another issue is this is not a treatment to straighten your hair, which is what the title said it was going to do. It's not for straightening your hair. People claim it's for hair growth. I don't really agree with that. I think it can potentially help strengthen your hair, but I do want to actually do an entire video just on rice water at some point. So
coconut milk smells divine and makes your hair grow faster because it's rich in potassium.
No. Okay. When somebody tells you that something is gonna make your hair grow faster, I would say initially just don't believe them. There's absolutely no research that shows that anything is going to make your hair grow faster. There is research that they did on the lady who had the world record for the longest hair ever. Her hair was like 10 feet long, and they showed that her hair did not grow faster than anybody else's. Most people's hair grows about 6 inches a year. The phase you really want to keep in mind here is the anagen phase. That is the growth phase. And how long your hair can get is dependent on how long your anagen phase is. Her hair actually did not grow any faster than anybody else's. It's just her hair was able to stay in the anagen phase for 20 years.
When the mixture is ready, it's time to put it on.
A lot of the food DIYs are not gonna be as effective as something that has been formulated in a lab because they can break down the particles in a lab so it's actually small enough to get into your hair. There definitely have been shown like coconut oil has certain benefits for certain types of hair, but if you don't have that type of hair, it can actually wind up damaging it.
Let it sit for at least 2 hours. You can even leave it overnight. It won't do you any harm, guaranteed.
No! If it says to leave it on for a certain period of time, leave it on for the period of time it says, because you can over-proteinize or over-moisturize your hair. That's a real thing.
So I found more solutions online and tested them all.
I love these little animated.
2. Hot oil treatment.
I tried
For
one
this
of those.
one, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of castor oil and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil.
But yeah, hot oil treatments can be a good thing. And they can be fun too. Oh, dear!
Castor oil is a natural hair conditioner and can do miracles repairing your hair.
Anytime someone says, there's 2 red flags in the same sentence, miracle and repairing. Repairing's really tricky because once your hair is damaged, it's technically not repairable. There's things we can do to try and mask some of that and keep it from getting worse, but it's not ever technically repairable, especially split ends. It makes me so frustrated with some shampoos that claim that they can repair split ends, and that is just not the case.
3. Milk spray.
I'm really curious what the pH of milk is. What's the pH? Oh, is it about 6.7 to 6.9, which is going to be too high. So I'm gonna just venture a guess that that's probably not something you wanna spray on your hair. I wouldn't spray it on my hair. You're welcome to do whatever you want to your head.
You
What are they
probably
claiming
know
this
that milk
does?
is rich in proteins, and those help to strengthen your hair and get rid
All this stuff with protein, any things I talked about in one video about the egg thing, the little bits of protein in egg is too big to go into your hair. There are actual protein treatments where they break down the protein really itty bitty so it actually can get in your hair. Again, you don't want to over proteinize your hair because that can make it brittle and easy to snap, and you don't want that. Just a lot of times the foods out of our fridge are not broken down small enough for them to do anything to our hair, and plus the pH of that is way too high just to be spraying on your hair as a treatment.
4. Eggs and olive oil mix. No, this is not an omelet recipe. This
It is an
mask
omelet
is using the
recipe.
natural properties
That's
of
what it
eggs,
is.
which are super rich in proteins, and olive oil,
We talked
which works
about
like
this.
a natural
Olive-
hair conditioner.
No.
Together,
talked
they
about this.
nourish your hair and give you that
Eggs,
silky,
the proteins
smooth
are not
look you
broken
want.
down into
With
small
2
enough
whole
little
eggs
bits
with
to
3
get into
tablespoons
your
of
hair.
olive oil,
That's
and
the
put the
gist of
mixture
it.
onto your hair for about an hour. Then
You're
wash it
just
off with cool
putting
water
omelet on your
and a
head.
mild shampoo. I believe once a week is the optimal
And-
frequency for
The pH of eggs is actually too high to be putting on your hair too. So.
aloe vera remedy. I've
I
always
wanna look
known
more
aloe
into
vera
this.
is a universal.
Aloe might be a good one. It's a 4.6. I have not done a whole bunch of research on aloe for hair. I know there's a lot of good things. It's a good ingredient.
Coconut milk and lemon juice treatment. Here comes another remedy you'll want to eat
What was
because
coconut milk pH? Coconut milk, it has listed 6.1 to 7.0, which is too high, but mixed with lemon juice, if done in the right proportions, it could at least be pH balanced. Not to say that just because something's pH balanced means it's good for your hair, but at least it could be pH balanced. But then again, the tricky part about the DIYs, especially DIYs you find from channels that don't know anything about hair, they're like, oh, throw some in, who knows if it's actually gonna be right? Because they don't know. They just want money from your views.
I like this treatment because the results are immediate, and you have to repeat it just once a week to keep the effect.
Everyone, I want you to meet Forky. Golly, Bob House.
Banana, curds, and olive oil mix. Here
What?
comes a
I have
recipe
not
for
heard
those who
this
like
one.
more complicated
Banana?
solutions. Blend them or mash them
I
till
have
you
a
get
horror
there.
story about
Once you're done with that, add the
blenders
remaining
of
ingredients
bananas.
and mix them all well. Sulfate-free shampoo. All
Wait,
is
this is
good
supposed
in
to be a
moderation,
shampoo?
and twice a week is the limit.
I don't even know if twice a week sounds that moderate, but it is true. Please go at any treatment like in moderation. Don't do it more than suggested. And it looks like they're finally about to talk to us about what the title and thumbnail said the video is about. So let's find out.
Straighten your hair overnight with hair bands. I wash my hair with shampoo and conditioner before going to bed. I take some elastic hair bands and secure the pigtails. I also wrap them along the pigtails every 2 to 3 inches. Finally, cover your head with a silk scarf and secure it with bobby pins. And I wake up to a smooth hairstyle in the morning.
That's debatable. That is quite a stretch. Honestly, think if you were to try that, it would most likely just make dents. But if you have curly hair, that is not going to straighten your hair, and that is pure clickbait. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That entire video did not tell us anything really about straightening it. The end kind of did. Kind of. I don't think that's gonna work for most people. Maybe if you already have straight hair, you might wind up with some kinks in your hair from putting them into those weird little ponytails. It kind of reminds me of Rapunzel's hair in season 2 of Tangled the series. I'm pretty sure if you do that, you're just gonna wind up with little crunks. You're gonna wind up with little crunks in your hair, whatever a crunk is. I had fun with that. Let me know in the comments below, what is the weirdest hair advice you've ever heard? And also, if you guys ever see a video that you think would be a fun one to react to, maybe bust some myths, please send those to me, whether it's on Instagram or even in the comments. I love seeing those from you guys, and it helps me know what videos to react to. If you guys want more videos, remember to subscribe and ring the little bell if you want those to come right to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna try and do this without knocking anything over. It's a reaction video. Okay, I gotta do. So without any further me blobbing around, blobbing? Oh, that's loud, that's loud, that's loud, oh! And you just, the proteins in eggs, the little, whoa, what happened?